Let's all stand up for Brian! Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with freedoms like no other. We ask you to remove your hat. Please stand and join the Bryan High School Marching Band as we honor our great country with the playing of our national anthem. Our first show premiered at Van Wert just 10 weeks ago. It opened with a chart by the group Fall Out Boy. Their name is from a character on the TV show The Simpsons, who is the sidekick to Radioactive Man. This chart is about the emptiness and superficiality of life in the 21st century. The anthem chorus states, "I don't care what you think as long as it is about me." So, think about the Bryan High School Marching Band as we perform Fall Out Boy's narcissist anthem, "I Don't Care." Contrary to the EDM, R&B, and pop songs of late 2013, our second song shook the musical world. Its only rival at the time was Imagine Dragons' Radioactive. Released in February of 2013, by July 2013, it was certified platinum 3 times. From their 2013 album, Save Rock and Roll, here is Fall Out Boy's My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark. way to recognize the United States and the composer's love for this country. When first released in 1984, it hit number 7 on the Billboard magazine Hot Country Singles, but never gained broad acclaim until the Gulf War in 1990. Today, the Bryan High School Marching Band closes this show with the Lee Greenwood's patriotic song, God Bless the USA.
To welcome you to our annual marching band concert. This is the 27th annual Bryan High School Band Marching Concert. It's my favorite concert, simply because if we're not ready for this concert, obviously we had a really bad year. So, and we're ready for this concert, so that's good news. A couple things I want to point out. First off, the last song we just played, if you happen to go to the Williams County Fair, that was our first endeavor in about 20-some years that we've done a combined Williams County band show at the end. The administration here and all the other county schools allowed us to go on a Thursday to rehearse and put that together as our grand finale with God Bless USA, which was really nice. And then a week ago Friday, we combined with Montpelier pregame to perform that piece of music as it was the last Bryan Montpelier game, and that was really kind of neat to have the two bands come together in otherwise somewhat bitter rivalry. So that's a neat thing that we get to do. If I have any middle school students in attendance, you need to put your name on your program and bring it to me at the end, and you'll get your extra credit for me bribing you to come to this concert.
Our second show opened with a chart by an English rock band. This song hit number 2 on the UK charts and number 5 in the US, and envisions a conversation between two people. Of note, the title of the song never appears in the lyrics. Grab your friend and dance along as the Bryan High School Marching Band performs Bastille's Pompeii. 2012. It holds the record for the slowest rise to the top 5 in chart history, and the record for most weeks on the Hot 100 at 87, which was originally held by Jason Mraz's I'm Yours. It has secured a variety of other records and been featured on multiple media, sports, and entertainment venues. Take a breath and guard your stuffed animals. Here is the Bryan High School Marching Band's performance of Imagine Dragons' Radioactive.
This one kind of needs a little bit of introduction. The mime song, I joked with the band in band camp that I always wanted to do a mime show. The mime show in my vision was the band would come out with their instruments and never play and just do motions, but I thought that might end up not being a good thing for us. So I think they thought I was kind of joking when I said that, and then we had our 2 teacher work days near the end of August before we started school, and I just, one of the days I was doing a bunch of stuff, and I just happened to come across this YouTube mime song, and I listened to it, and if you watched it, or if your son or daughter showed you it, it's a little disturbing, just because the mimes are pretty creepy, but I listened to it and I thought, this is really doable. And so I just wrote it out really quickly, and then I went to Mr. Allspaw, because I figured if I was going to do something like this, I better get at least somewhat approval to do something outside the box. And Mr. Allspaw just pretty much gave me his traditional laugh, and it wasn't a no, Rich, don't do that. So I took that as a yes. And then I showed it to the kids and told them what we were going to do. And I think one of the neatest things about the kids that I get to work with is there's a tremendous amount of respect between myself and them, trust between myself and them. Probably half of them were like, this is really a stupid idea, but whatever, we'll do it. I think some of them were actually intrigued. And unfortunately, if you haven't figured out, the weather has not been really kind to us on performance nights. So I don't think our mime show went quite as well as we wanted it to, but we have been cold, miserable, wet a lot of times, downright angry this past Friday night. Right? Yeah. And except for the woodwinds, since I got to go with Buzz. The brass and percussion and I were not happy, but anyway, it was a rough year for weather. But so we did this mime show, and it was pretty neat how it all worked together. And in spite of the 35, 40 mile an hour winds, who's my mime changing station crew? Can you stand up if you were helping moving that thing, Parker? Okay, you saw us moving this thing with tarps on. Wasn't pretty. Wasn't pretty at all. So, guys, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so I will conduct this, I would like to call it classic piece of music, but it's really a stupid little song. Yeah, we'll be minding for you.
Our final song from show number 2, our annual homecoming show, our salute to rain, wind, and cold, had been mixed 3 times since its release in September of 1969. The writer claims the inspiration for the piece was Caroline Kennedy, daughter of the late John F. Kennedy. It is featured at sporting events from baseball in Boston to football in Pittsburgh and rugby in Hong Kong. It has been covered numerous times and featured in numerous places. Here is Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline.
Bass drummers, you may go ahead and get some out there. Get a little break here. We have 2 awards that we give during our marching season. One is our Outstanding Freshman Marcher, and we also have a Senior Spirit Award, although I'm not senior award doesn't actually have to be spirit, so I don't have to give you some silly definition of spirit. So anyway, our outstanding freshman marcher this year is a, I don't know if I can string this out for like 20 minutes. No, I won't do that. If you're wondering why we do have to talk in between, simply because we do have to give our brass players a little bit of a chance to relax a little bit, and even our woodwinds, although our woodwinds are kind of wimps. So. Laney, who was on the bus in the fourth quarter? Okay. No, I'm kidding. It's a really good group of kids to work with. This has actually been one of the easiest groups to work with this year, and I told them this early in the year, which might have been a bad thing to do, but it ended up not being that way. Just really relaxed group and just did what needed to be done, and very easy to work with. So, anyway, our outstanding Bryan High School Marching Band Outstanding Freshman Award this year, and we have a number of freshmen, goes to Logan King. Our Senior Spirit Award, which was first given, I believe, at the very first marching band concerts in 1988. Our actual first recipient is in attendance today. Aren't you, Jesse? What's that? All right, so that's when we gave it. That's the first year that we gave the Senior Spirit. Okay. All right. Well, you're supposed to graduate in '88. Sorry, maybe you walked right into that one.
It's a sad story.
He had 8 great years here at Bryan High School. Austin's going to look to overachieve and see if he can get out in 4. So, and sorry, Heather and Bob, everybody. I could go on, but I'm not going to. Our Bryan High School Marching Band Spirit Award winner this year is Aaron Weather. Those aren't free. Okay, before we do our last show, there's a couple songs listed at the end. We're not going to play Hush today. We are going to do the BHS drumline groove, and a little bit I want to tell you about this. We're going to do that first before we do the senior show. We have been fortunate that in the past couple of years we've been able to get new sousaphones. This year we got new mellophones. If you guys can hold those up, those are pretty gosh darn nice. We got those, the last time we purchased the mellophone, which is the marching French horn, was about 1990. Since I've been here, we've had 3 different drum lines, and our drums, if you have not seen them, they're the purple fade, which is really nice. Plus, these really tune very nicely, so it's able to allow our percussionists to play with a tonal bass drum line, which, if you don't know what a tonal bass drum line is, everybody on the bass drum section has their own separate part. So this drumline groove was designed to show off kind of our new percussion line, and we're going to do that for you right now.
We opened our senior show with a chart performed by our seniors their freshman year. It is by a band from New York City that formed in 1996. Their music has been used in video games, commercials, fashion shows, and films like School of Rock and Tropic Thunder. Here are the senior band members performing live and amplified by the Mooney Suzuki.
Since I have no seniors out here, I would like to recognize my seniors at this time. We used to hand out these flowers before their senior show, and they would all be broken and dead and crumbled at the game. So I'm going to introduce our seniors right now in no particular order. Our field commander this year, senior piccolo and flute player, Kayla Niemeyer. So if you would come forward, please, and accept this flower. And then if you would walk down by me, because we are going to recognize all of you. Andrea Zagorzeski. Amy Spees. Now, I won't tell a story about every student, but Jacob Lamb didn't get to March's senior show. Jacob was kind of sick a week ago Friday. In fact, my son Lucas asked me, he's kind of a fan of The Walking Dead, and he said he thought that the new episode of The Walking Dead was on Sunday, but it looked like Jacob Lamb was The Walking Dead on that Friday. And actually, he really did, and I think most people will agree. So Jacob Lamb, trumpet player. Scott Owanis. This next guy, he really should have been in my classroom in the 6th grade band. Because this kid couldn't stay in his seat. I mean, I'd be conducting the band, working on stuff, and all of a sudden this kid just like wandered around for no apparent reason. And everybody that's a senior will tell you, yeah, absolutely he did. He still wanders a little bit, but he pretty much stays where he's supposed to on the marching field. Jacob Chmielewski. Becca's a little worried about what I'm going to say about her. Our next senior is Rebecca Paige Miller. And that's all. Hannah Wheeland. Actually, they're probably all worried about what I'm going to say about them, but the problem is they could say a lot about me, so I need to be careful what I say about them, because the payback would be worse, probably. So, you've already met our Senior Spirit Award winner, Aaron Whittler. Taylor Poole. Sierra Kleiner. As Ben shakes the hand of the daughter of one of his classmates. Kayla Stuyvesant. Victoria Von Sager. Aaliyah Williams. You're probably wondering why I say this guy for last, but as a member of the W family and the last name of Will, Flounder always gets to go first because his last name starts with A, so I made him go last today, Jacob Altaffer. Very good group of seniors. Did a great job leading the band, doing lots of things. I always order vegetables. Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Number 52, Ethan Retcher. And a bigger class of seniors now, due to my mistake. So, thank you very much, seniors. I appreciate it, and we will continue our program. But before you go, gentlemen, hey, Ben Kimmerl, Larry Schaefer, these guys volunteer their time, work with the band, make sure that my microphone's turned off so I don't say anything bad. Make sure I don't have the band take the field before the coin toss. Larry helped me keep the band truck on the road on Friday night. That was not easy, by the way. But these guys are simply a godsend. They volunteer their time. No paid position, they're just volunteers, and I think definitely our band members and all of you, we owe them a huge round of applause for their efforts. Ben is a 1992 graduate of Bryan High School. Larry is a 1971 graduate of Bryan High School. All right. And Larry will have a grandchild in the band, 2 years in the high school band. And Ben will not. All right. Okay, let's return to our seats, please, and we'll finish our program.
The second song in our senior show was a piece released in 1986 by the Swedish hard rock band Europe. It went to #1 in 25 countries and was featured at the closing ceremonies of the 1988 Summer Olympics in Seoul, South Korea. A cover version by the band Deep Sunshine was once voted the worst cover on YouTube. Yes, we're leaving together. Here is the final countdown. Freshmen, our senior show was released in 2011 and was this artist's first #1 single in the U.S. It combined the sounds of hip-hop, pop, and Broadway. Tonight, as you reach for the stars, watch out for Lindsay Lohan, because we are closing our senior show with Pitbull's Give Me Everything tonight.